What up, YouTube? We back with another video. Got another quick one. Today we're talking about all the buffs and nerfs in Marvel Rivals, but this video is strictly all the Vanguards or the tanks. To jump straight into it, first we got Captain America. It says Steve will receive more enhanced survivability, allowing more frequent entering and exiting of the combat. That sounds like a buff to me. And I have played every single one of these characters, so we will go in depth on every single one. Future videos coming out soon. First, reduce the delay time for shield restoration after releasing Living Legend from 3 seconds to 2 seconds. So it seems like his shield's going to come up faster, which is a huge W for all you Captain American players, because shield time is huge defense time, right? Whenever you have that shield up, a lot of defense comes from it. The shield, it's small, but the damage it soaks up is huge. So the area of effect is actually larger than the shield. A lot of the times you're going to take 0 damage when the shield's up. Shield is a massive part of Captain America's survivability, and from it going 3 seconds, 2 seconds, it might seem like a lot, 1 second, but in a heated battle, this changes the game. Reduce Liberty Rush cooldown from 12 to 10 seconds. This is a huge addition. Huge. 2 seconds might not seem like a lot, but when you are constantly running around with Captain America spamming his abilities, 2 seconds takes a lot of time, gets you in the fight 2 seconds faster. His Liberty Rush cooldown, or his Liberty Rush ability, actually is probably one of his better abilities, and the fact that they dropped the cooldown just is a huge buff for Captain America. You can actually see Captain America's buff in real time. He gets a lot of picks now. You can see him doing enough damage, enough amount of time, staying in the fight long enough to make a big impact. That's the reason Captain America wasn't really picked in higher ranks and lower ranks, is because his survivability, his uptime wasn't good. But now they're bringing his uptime closer to a standard where you're going to see him a lot more. Also, the base health from 650 to 675, it's a good amount. I'm not gonna lie. 675, that's like a couple punches from a Hulk, a hit, you know, a headshot. That's a good amount of health on top of the amount of shield restoration you have. That's a lot more survivability. Next, they reduced the energy cost for releasing Freedom Charge. His ultimate ability from 3400 to 3100 reduced the additional health provided per second to self after releasing it from 110 to 100. See, this is a semi-nerf, semi-buff. More of a buff than a nerf. This just buffs his ultimate ability by a lot, but when it ends the health provided, brings from 110 to 100. 10 health is nothing, right? So I think Captain America is going to be seen a lot more in games, especially lower ranks, where he's super annoying. People don't know how to counter him. I think he's going to be up in the face a lot. I think him and Thor are going to be picked a lot more now with these buffs. Doctor Strange, reducing the threat range and increasing the defense window of the Sorcerer Supreme. So they added damage fall off to Maelstrom of Madness. If you don't know, that's when he builds up to 100 and he explodes. Gamma Maelstrom is the same thing, just the Gamma version when you're paired up with Hulk. And starting at 5 meters, reducing to 70% at 8 meters. This is, I kind of want to say, a big deal, because you would see Doctor Strange wiping whole teams with one ultimate. If he hit everyone in his ultimate and got to 100 charge, which he could easily, line up headshots, melee whip, Gamma Maelstrom attack, you're wiping the whole team. But at 70% at 8 meters is not far. You know what I mean? Like, that is a pretty short distance. So you're gonna see damage drop off really quickly. But I don't think that's enough to make it where it's like, his ultimate isn't overpowered. I think it's still going to be crazily overpowered. Even if it is at 70%, you know, it's still going to do crazy damage. Next, slightly decrease the shield value recovery rate after releasing Shield of the Seraphim from 80 seconds to 70 seconds. So I had to read into this a little bit. Apparently, I read it wrong. It's pretty much a full nerf. Not full nerf, but it's not half nerf, half buff. But the nerf isn't significant enough to make it anywhere near dropping him in tiers. Doctor Strange is still going to be S tier. All it does is slightly decrease the shield value recovery rate after releasing from 80 seconds to 70 seconds. So what that means is his shield regenerates, and it used to be 80 health to his shield per second, and now it's 70. Not a big deal, but still gives him downtime, which we needed to see in Doctor Strange. He had too much uptime. His shield was up 24/7. A minor nerf for Doctor Strange. He's still going to be picked 100% of the time. His flank capabilities with his portal, the different things he can do with his portal, the damage he's still going to do, the ults he can tank, all that, he's still going to be picked 100%. Thor. Now, this is an interesting one. The God of Thunder could use some slightly increased survivability, improve the success rate to his ultimate ability. This is huge because I'm not going to lie. Thor, if you're a good Thor, you're already survivable. You can already survive a whole push. If you're a good Thor, you're winning fights and you're surviving them. The problem was his ult was kind of useless in the fact that you could just heal straight through it. You're not one-shotting anyone. The most it's doing is adding pressure to the enemy team, but they increase his base health from 500 to 525. 25 is not a lot of health, but any health works. Any health helps. Added immunity to control effects during God of Thunder ultimate ability. I haven't read into this, but I'm assuming added immunity to control effects means that he's immune to CC, which is amazing because now we can't get dumped with CCs as ulting while we're ulting, and this is going to set us free from any slow effects, any type of brute effects, something like that. So that increases the survivability. The damage didn't get buffed at all from what I know, but it's still, the survivability added to Thor is much needed. I think Thor is going to be picked a lot more. If you're a good Thor, you're going to dominate matches. I think top tier Thors are one of the best tanks in the game. They set pace, and pace setting is the most important thing in this game. If you can force ults out early and keep your team saved from ults, and you can do that as Thor very well, you're going to win games. Hulk. Dr. Banner has been dominant, but some decreased sustained combat capability upon entering the battle will bring him more in line with other Vanguards. Hulk has been very overpowered. Let's see. Reduced the indestructible guard gamma shield value for Hulk from 250 to 200. See, I don't think that's very much big because you're still going to be able to tank a majority of ults. This is still going to keep you alive most of the time. I think if they really wanted to nerf Hulk, they'd do something with his mobility, but I think Hulk is in a very good spot right now. I love it when there is a must ban in ranked, when there is a tank that you, or a character you need to ban. It's amazing because if you don't ban that character, you see him 100% of the time, and that brings joy because that brings fun, that brings entertainment. If everyone's banning Hulk, that means everyone can play someone else. That means they're going to have to play someone else. That brings more Venoms into the game, more Thors into the game, more Doctor Stranges into the game. And if you just see Hulks running around, it's not fun. It gets boring after a while. So I enjoy being able to ban someone over and over again. It's fun. I know if you're a Hulk main, you're not going to like that, but not a big nerf for Hulk. Definitely significant, but there's still going to be Hulks in the game. His gamma charge for Doctor Strange and Iron Man are just too overpowered. There's no way we're not going to see more Hulks. Hulk's still going to get banned. Yeah. Venom. I am a huge fan of Venom. Venom buffs makes me happy. I don't play Venom a lot. I say if I am running tank, he's probably my third option after Doctor Strange and after Hulk. But Venom is very much needed with a buff. He was already strong. If you've seen the top Venom player, he destroys lobbies. But with increased survivability and the threat of his ultimate ability, the symbiote menace will strike fear into all backlines of enemy teams. See, if you go watch the top Venom in the world right now, he was already destroying backlines. Like, if you're a good Venom, even before the buff, you were destroying backlines like no other. The healers feared you. You were a menace to society. And he was just unkillable. He pretty much has 2 health bars. You think he's dead? Nope, he gets a full 1,000 health bar. He can swing in and out. And if he doesn't have his swing up, oh, guess what? He's running up a wall and he's dive striking out of there. His dive strike being up so much is what makes him so good. He can literally hang from a wall and dive strike on your team, and you can't do anything about it. There's no stopping him. Unlike Thor, where Thor, in order to get to the back line, you could, out damage him, CC him, something like that. Venom, you're cooked. Increases the symbiotic, however you want to pronounce symbiotic resilience bonus health from ratio gain per lost health point from 1 to 1.2. Do you understand what this means? That when he has lost health, right? When you pop your I don't know exactly what the keybinds are, but it's his shield ability. If you pop this when you're at low health, so like if you popped it at 1 health, you're gaining the most benefit, and you get a ratio of, you used to get a ratio of 1 to every health you missed. Now, if you're missing health, you get a ratio of 1.2. That's gonna make him ridiculously unkillable, to the point where it's like we're not even gonna focus him. We're just gonna let him fight our backline. Hopefully we can out heal it. It's crazy that they buffed him like this. Base damage of Feast of the Abyss from 40 to 50. Not a huge buff, but a needed one. His ultimate didn't do any damage. All it really was just another survivability, pretty much a mini resilience bonus health. Yeah, Venom, huge. Definitely gonna see a lot more Venoms, which I'm happy about. I love Venom as a character. I think they did his character design very well. His abilities are awesome. His pair up abilities make Spider-Man and Penny a lot more useful. One thing I don't like is we didn't see a Penny buff. I think Penny needed a buff. Penny, super great defending the backline, but she's just not picked enough. On attack, she's useless. On defense, she's she's not the first one you choose. But nonetheless, these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buffs to the Vanguards. Next up, we'll do duelists. Actually, we might do strategists next, but yep, that's it for this video. If you have any questions, concerns, or you want to give your input on something, please feel free. If you want to call me a dumbass and say all my takes are bad, feel free. I take constructive criticism very well. I love talking about it. I love discussing what's good, what's not good in the meta. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a future episode. We're doing strategists next. It might be back-to-back videos. These might come out on the same day. But yeah, when y'all rank games, play these characters. Get your buffs, get your nerfs settled. Learn how to play them. Good luck on your ranked games. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. And we out. Deuces.